think we can get started. Just let me make sure it is recording. Oh yeah, it is recording. Then we are good. So let us get started. Just share my screen. Okay. Hey team, good morning. So today is 2nd June 2023, and then we are in IBM like cluster API provider for IBM Cloud meeting. So let us get started. So as usual, we'll discuss this stuff what we delivered the last couple of weeks, and then we'll discuss about the release stuff, if any, and then backlog, of course. So going to the repository, what we have done so far last couple of weeks. 19th May, right? We don't have a lot of things, so maybe we'll close quickly today, seems like. Okay. So 19th, I think, merged machine types. So you want to talk about this, Prajot? Maybe give a quick background.
Yes, sure, Manju. The cloud build basically triggers the Google Cloud build to build the images, right? Uh, for the post merge. So what was happening was the default machine that it uses had a configuration of 1 CPU and 4 GB. So it was taking around 20 minutes build time with the manifest approach that we had. But after we upgraded it to the BuildX, right? It was taking a longer time because BuildX probably takes a lot of toll on that one virtual CPU, and it was timing out. So after looking at the different repos, we changed the machine type to a upgraded specs, right? So A2 high CPU 8. So this one has 8 GB of memory and 4 virtual CPUs, right? So after this, the build time is now reduced to just 10 minutes using the BuildX approach. So that is the improvement that we have seen, and so far, yeah, it is working fine. So this was just to and optimize the build time by upgrading the specs of the machine on which the build runs. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so that sounds good. And then also not just Docker build, right? So we started doing recently like a lot of other stuff as well. Like for example, not sure they can show you, or maybe it is in release job. So that so it's not just Docker build. So we're also building the tool which is
KPI
shipping. Yeah, CAPI IBM medium, right? So even that is taking some time. So overall, it was increased with all these changes, and then of course it was timing out because of the nature of like the build taking more time, right? So collectively we were taking more time for both tools plus Docker build. And then in this case, as Prajot mentioned, so we tried reducing the Docker build time, and then so that we will just fit in that, like whatever within the timeout and then whatnot. Yeah, so now I think we can see that the build time, reduced drastically, which is good.
And Manju, one more point here is that BuildX has a parallel building capability, right?
Oh
And
yeah,
that was not fully used when we had just one CPU. So that was one of the reasons it was taking a lot of time. But now with more CPUs, that capability can be used fully, and we see the reduced build time as one of the reasons for that.
yeah, you're right. I think you can see here, right? So I think before 16th or 19th, I think used to have close to 40-50 minutes sometimes. Yeah, 40-50 minutes and all that. So we could able to reduce to 10 minutes containing like for building Docker image, of course. Yeah, so good job. Well, all right. Then moving to here, so I just updated the metadata in the metadata, like when version in the metadata of YML. This will help for picking up the right version during cluster CTL for the newly created release. Of course, the 0.6 is not yet released, but when it released, it'll have the updated version of metadata, because we have seen that in the past we have missed updating this metadata towards the end of the release. So I just made sure that we update it at the beginning itself so that we don't forget towards the end of release. So somewhere we need to feed this data into the branching process or the release process wherever needed to ensure that we update this immediately after we cut a branch for the new release. Yeah. That's about that. And then Amulya switched to CAPI IDM command. But seems like there are still some issues. Maybe Amulya, talk about some of those issues, what you're facing.
Yeah. So initially E2E was using TVS ADM, but now we're switching to CAPI IBM ADM wherever required. But while testing it, I faced issue that authentication issues, because while we are creating the PowerVS session, we are fetching the account ID using a method called get API key details, and that requires permissions for additional permissions or access control for the user. And a normal user might not have it. In my case itself, I was not having it while I was testing it from one of my account. So this required additional changes for our E2E as well. So it's better to move away from this. So I've created an issue. So this is one issue I've seen while switching it.
Okay. Now the question is, like, the CI itself must be failing with this error, right?
For the service IDs, I've given like that additional permission. But for
Okay.
now, I'll have to like remove that once we switch back.
Oh, okay.
That's taken care of.
Okay, that's cool. How are we doing in terms of builds? I don't know why it is so slow. Okay. CAPI.
CAPI.
Oh, it's pretty decent.
Yeah, it's pretty good from the past few days. I've been like checking it once in a while.
Yeah, I mean, I'm impressed. So, yeah, it's almost more than, yeah. Oh, good. Okay, nice to see. But why it says aborted and all here? Like it's some
Yeah,
sort of.
it says aborted and then again it reruns the build. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's interesting. Why it's aborted? No idea. Maybe if you can take a look.
Yeah, take a look at it. Yeah, sure.
Do you mind? Okay, so maybe you can create some task for this. It will be jobs sorted.
Might be better to check for VPC as well. I think it was also facing the issue once.
Oh yeah. Let me check it as well. It's happened once here anyway, but it's not
Earlier it
long
did
ago. Yeah, I'll just mention this history as well so that we don't forget. Where it is more like more evidence of this bug, then maybe just assign to you.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so let's look at what's really happening. Anyways, cool. So we'll come back to that, the issue what we created. Anyway, so for the permissions issue later. Okay, after that, I don't see anything else happen. So just version update and all that. Okay, cool. Oh, there is this package update. Okay. So I don't think it will break anything. Okay. Stability. But anything else, guys? Like anything else you want to discuss with respect to what we delivered so far? Okay. And I have done 0.5.1 release as well with um, the version change, if I'm not wrong. Right. And yeah, so this is what the main reason behind that. The new release, like metadata did not have the release version, so that's the reason we just cut with this fix of the patch release. Like yeah, so that's pretty much about the release part. And I think like we still have long way to go for 0.6 release. I think we still have some of these items to resolve anyways. Maybe we'll quickly go to the milestone for 0.6 release and then see what open items we have. Wait, sorry, I just looked into. This is taken care, right? Yeah. This is done. Let's mention this. Okay. Back to milestone. Yeah, no more for the older versions, and then next we will discuss later. So 0.5x is like going to be like patched. We'll keep this open. 0.6 will discuss what all open issues we have so far. Quickly, did we do any further?
No update, Panchu, but I am actually working on that API key detail. So once that's done, I'll just pick up the other ones.
Okay. And then use custom port for API server for Power VS clusters. Prajot, any update on this?
Yes, Manju, I have changes ready, so I'll probably raise a PR by today.
Okay, cool. And autoscaler for VPC. I see Keetna's name mentioned here, but I'm not sure. I don't have any updates so far.
Yeah, she was working on that. Maybe I will check and I will update you.
Yeah, sure. Just make sure get the information.
Yeah.
I just need maybe tentative timeline because
Sure.
if have to see if you really want to get it in 0.6 or not. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Cool. Thank you. Mulya, did you get a chance to look at this one?
Not yet, Manju, not yet. Yeah.
Okay. And Prajot, any idea for this doc changes?
No, Manju, I have to just go through some stuff on this one. I'll update the comments.
Okay, but what is pending? So only the KTS register, like the DNS entries or anything else?
Yeah, DNS entries are pending. The first part of asking them to create those pages is done. So DNS entries is pending, and I think post that I'll have to contact the notify people to re-trigger it so that it comes into effect, and hopefully that will
okay, so the re-triggering happens when we push some content to a branch, I feel. Okay.
But I think they were saying for that, for all those to take effect, maybe someone needs to manually do it from the backend for the notify. That is what I saw in the CAPI thread that we had previously.
Okay.
Not sure. I'll try it out. I'll check it.
Okay, let's try and see how it goes. Enhance the doc. I just don't remember. Okay, so Amulya mentioned what needs to be updated and all that, but I think this is some sort of collaborative job. So I'm not sure if someone is for this. Like, how do we handle this, guys?
Yeah, maybe we can just create like subtasks on the pages we want to update, and then we can just assign that among us or whoever is interested.
Do you mind maybe doing that?
Yeah,
Will I
yeah,
make it
sure.
triaging?
Yeah,
So I just assign to
yeah.
you.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I
And I
have
see.
ready for
Sorry.
this. Yeah, sorry. I had the code ready for this, so I'll just create a PR by today.
Oh, for the okay, cool. For the get API. Okay, cool. And of course, like we'll just debug further on the aborted jobs, understand
Yeah.
what's really happening there. Okay. Otherwise, we are pretty much good with what we want to do. Yeah, I think issues are good, and then yeah, we'll try to see if the milestone for next, maybe quickly. Yeah, I mean, someone created IBMCloud is almost invisible, and then that person also mentioned something about okay. Okay, what is this? No idea. So he changed this image background or something like that. Okay. Adding style ATTR for the background color in this VG file. Okay. I'll have to take a look at it. So be like replacing this in the. Not sure we should do that or not.
I think he added that white background to it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, here, the second image.
Yes, exactly here, right? Something like this.
Yeah, otherwise it is a SVG transparent image, right?
Yeah. I think we can maybe. I'll take a look. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll assign this to my on this person itself. And we test for repairs. I don't see anything. Not something which is like immediately need to worry about. Explore automation for image build. That should be fine. So, do you want to take this in this release? No, right? Prajot or anyone?
No, Manju, not this.
Okay.
It will take some time.
Yeah, I still see. Okay. This next one, I still see this PR is open, and then
Yeah, Manju, even Shilpa was looking at that previously. Maybe I will check with her as well.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I don't see any reply as such.
Yeah.
Okay. I can maybe we need to find another person.
Yeah.
Bootstrap cluster with ignition. This will take some time. This we need Fedora OS and then whatnot for testing. Some of this stuff still don't have Fedora OS. Latest builds will wait. And cluster class, machine pool, machine health.
Yeah, that is interrelated to that another issue, the VPC cluster class.
Yeah. Okay. We're good. And our instrumentation, I think this requires some more digging, so we'll look at it later. So you can ask maybe Puneet or someone to take a look at, because anyway, he's doing some instrumentation stuff for the clients. Also take a look. And I have some more ideas. Maybe I'll just start creating some of those ideas, right? For example, like right now we are all doing VPC or Power VS. So I'm thinking whether we should explore supporting IKS or ROCks sort of specs also in like in this particular project, so that user can use cluster API for deploying the rocks or IKS clusters in IBM Cloud seamlessly. So and then with that, I think users can also use cluster autoscalers and a lot of other features with CAPI. So I'll just create some of those proposals or the ideas what I have in mind. I mean, other providers are already doing some of those stuff, like AWS. They do use AKS deployment as well. So I think we can get some of those stuff created in our project and explore how it goes. And do you guys have any other ideas which we can maybe start thinking about adding into this project? Okay. Yeah, I think we can brainstorm. So not necessarily we need to talk some of those stuff, but right away. But yeah, we can brainstorm and then get to know. Like if you get any ideas, like maybe you can just start create issues or proposals here so that we can start looking at those. Okay. Okay, so we discussed features, fixes, releases, backlogs. Anything else, folks?
Nothing much for myself.
Yeah, none from me.
Okay. That's all then. Have a nice day and weekend, folks. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Manju. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thanks.